Well now, soil my leotards. I cracked open my morning telegram, since newspapers don't quite make it this deep into the jungles of Java, and lo and behold, Hollywood done rebooted Superman again, and with the same ridiculous boots to boot. What is this now? The fifth, sixth time? At this point, Clark Kent's got more origin stories than a Baptist preacher's got booze stashes. Seems like every time the box office sneezes, some studio exec catches the reboot flu. We get a fresh-faced fella in tights flying around, spouting off about truth and justice and the Merkin way, while cities crumble like overcooked cornbread. And the people? Oh, they eat it up like hogs at a molasses spill, convinced that salvation comes with capes and quips. Howdy, howdy, friends and neighbors. Welcome back to Radio Farside, the only show brave or foolish enough to broadcast from a bamboo shack in the middle of a tropical steam bath with only a solar panel and a grudge against modernity. I'm your host, Rufus T. Filibuster, farm philosopher, truth wrangler, and sworn enemy of spandex theology. Today's sermon, we're calling it The League of Extraordinary Numbnuts. It was fun when Tim Burton did it. It was thrilling when Chris Nolan took it over. Heck, I even enjoyed watching that Iron Man fella get blowed up by his own products. But they're rolling out the fourth and fifth stringers now, both on screen and behind the scenes. And so help me, if I see another gaggle of millennial actors crying over spilt woke, I'm gonna lose my juju-bees. Now, I ain't got nothing against fantasy. Lord knows I've imagined myself riding a golden armadillo across the stars with the next Mrs. Filibuster. But this here modern cult of superheroes, that's a whole nother sermon. These fellas in capes are like store-brand gods. Mass-produced, sugar-coated, and flat as Texas prairie. Back in my day, brace yourself, this is one of them old man on the porch moments. We didn't need a glowing spider to teach us responsibility. We had something called parents. We had consequence. We had old pappy who'd tan your hide for fibbing, and then take you fishing to talk about it. But now, every kid's looking to be bit by something special, like they can't be whole unless a cosmic rock lands in their lunchbox. It's like folks outsourced their self-worth to Marvel and DC. That's not self-esteem, friend. That's brand loyalty in day-glow tights. These superhero tales, they used to be morality plays. David and Goliath with a utility belt. But now they're just demolition derbies with a green screen. No story, just sparks and grunts and slow-motion stares. You got a guy punching another guy through 6 buildings, and I'm sitting there thinking, who's paying for the drywall? Can superheroes get liability insurance? And let's talk names. Dr. Apocalypse. The Night Ferret. Captain Sizzlepants. What in tarnation happened to subtlety? If we named folks like that in my neck of the woods, we'd all sound like rejected NASCAR mascots. Meanwhile, the regular Joes, folks like you and me, are either getting squashed like June bugs or standing around with a smartphone hoping for a selfie before the city goes up in smoke. 'Cause let's face it, the message in these flicks ain't be brave anymore. It's sit tight and wait for a man in tights to fix it. I tell you, we've raised a whole crop of couch cowboys waiting for super help. Nobody wants to pick up a shovel, just wait for Thor to bring the hammer. And while we're on the topic of bringing the hammer, why not reaching down below the video with your mighty thumb and smashing them like, share, and subscribe buttons? I hear if you manage all 3 at the same time, Wonder Woman will tie you up with her magic rope and do unspeakable things with your Lycra shorts. Just saying. Now back to some Olympic grousing. All these superheroes came along at the beginning of the 20th century. There were the fantasies of Jewish immigrant kids who felt out of place and helpless in a foreign country. The stories are basically messianic myths rewritten as alien immigrants with special skills to right the wrongs, protect the innocent, and save humanity from itself. Sure, the superhero archetype dates back thousands of years, but these modern iterations are quasi-religious tales of immigrant empowerment that might just be the root of riots in Los Angeles, if you follow farm reasoning. Used to be, heroism meant doing something when no one was watching. Helping your neighbor patch a roof, hauling in groceries for Miss Edna, defending the weak not because you had laser vision, but because you had a spine. But now, all these new messiahs got origin stories thicker than a family Bible, and motivations shakier than a three-legged goat on a trampoline. And somehow, we're told we're the ones who need fixing. Like humility, honor, and hard work are outdated hookup apps. Or something. Let me tell you something. If you hand over your willpower to a man wearing his underwear on the outside, you might want to reconsider your decision-making pipeline. So here's your nugget of porch-sitting wisdom for the day. You don't need powers to do right, just guts, grace, and a good pair of boots. And that, my friends, is more heroic than any alien enema or gamma-ray detox. Join us next week on Radio Farside, where we'll ponder why folks trust silicon chips more than Grandpa's advice. Until then, keep your head clear, your boots muddy, and your heroes close. But your common says close, This is Rufus T. Filibuster, signing off with one hand on my hat and the other on the plug to the satellite dish. This is Rufus T. Filibuster, signing off and reminding you, the only superhero this country ever really needed was a farmer with a Bible, a rifle, and a firm handshake. Y'all be good now. Or at least, be better than the scriptwriters.